Job interview in English for public accountants. Accountant profile. I am a professional with a solid 10-year track record in the accounting and administrative field, with an emphasis on general accounting, excelling in the company's accounting and tax processes. I have an intermediate level of English, both written and spoken. With experience in accounting and tax auditing, designing tax strategies, and preparing financial statements in accordance with IFRS and US GAAP standards. I am characterized by my excellent interpersonal relationships and a strong willingness towards continuous learning and adaptation to change. I have a strong sense of belonging and responsibility, as well as confidential handling of information. My focus is results-oriented, and I have a proven track record of management and achievements in a team. I have successfully managed the request for refunds of balances in favor of income and VAT for individuals and legal entities, and I have experience in accounting and tax, committed to excellence and teamwork. I seek to contribute my skills in accounting and fiscal management to generate value and positive results. Introduction. Who are you as a person and as a professional? As a person, I am responsible, detail-oriented, and always eager to learn. I value integrity and believe in doing things right, even when no one is watching. As a professional, I am a committed public accountant with a strong background in financial reporting, tax compliance, and internal controls. I always strive to deliver accurate and timely results. I enjoy working in teams, but I'm also comfortable handling tasks independently. My goal is to keep growing, both technically and personally, while contributing to the success of the company I work for. Tell me about yourself and your experience as an accountant. I am a certified public accountant with over 10 years of experience in tax accounting, specializing in both national and municipal taxes in Colombia. I have worked with companies in the commercial and service sectors, handling income tax, VAT, withholding tax, and magnetic media reports. I'm also familiar with DIEN procedures and accounting software such as Sigo and Helisa. As a person, I am responsible, detail-oriented, and always eager to learn. I value integrity and believe in doing things right, even when no one is watching. As a professional, I am a committed public accountant with a strong background in financial reporting, tax compliance, and internal controls. I always strive to deliver accurate and timely results. I enjoy working in teams, but I'm also comfortable handling tasks independently. My goal is to keep growing, both technically and personally, while contributing to the success of the company I work for. Tell me about yourself and your experience as an accountant. I am a public accountant with over 10 years of experience, mainly focused on tax, payroll, auditing, and financial reporting under IFRS. I've worked with both small and large companies, supporting them in complying with Colombian tax laws and improving internal processes. I'm detail-oriented, organized, and I enjoy working in a structured and results-driven environment. Why are you interested in this position? I'm interested in this position because it aligns with my professional strengths in tax and financial compliance. I see it as an opportunity to grow in a dynamic environment, contribute to the financial stability of the company, and apply my experience to help optimize tax strategies and compliance processes. What are your strengths and weaknesses as an accountant? One of my strengths is my deep knowledge of tax regulations and my ability to apply them accurately. I am also highly disciplined and reliable with deadlines. As for a weakness, I used to struggle with delegating tasks, but over time I've learned how to trust my team more and focus on supervision and guidance. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I see myself in a leadership role within the finance or tax department of a company, contributing to strategic decisions and mentoring younger accountants. I also plan to continue developing my skills in international taxation and digital accounting tools. What motivates you to work in the tax field? What motivates me is the constant challenge of keeping up with changing tax laws and finding legal and efficient ways to reduce tax burdens for clients or companies. Technical questions. What experience do you have with the DN and Colombian tax regulations? What types of taxes do you usually handle? VAT, income tax, ECA. Have you filed income tax returns for natural person and the legal person? What is the process like? How do you handle tax planning for a company? What accounting software have you used? Tell me about a time when you had to deal with a difficult tax situation. How did you resolve it? Can you walk me through the process of preparing a VAT return in Colombia? How do you stay updated with Colombian tax legislation and international standards like IFRS? What is your experience working with international clients or multinational companies? What experience do you have with the DN and Colombian tax regulations? I have extensive experience preparing and filing tax returns and informative reports through the DN platform. I am familiar with Colombian tax laws, electronic invoicing, and compliance obligations such as exogena reports. What types of taxes do you handle? VAT, income tax, ICA? Handling VAT, income tax for both individuals and legal entities, ACA, withholding taxes, and preparation of exogenous reports, among others, depending on the client's activities. Have you filed income tax returns for natural person and the legal person? What is the process like? Yes, I have filed income tax returns for both. In the case of individuals, I start by compiling income, deductions, and assets. Then I calculate the tax liability, deduct withholdings at source, sign, and file the return. How do you handle tax planning for a company? I begin by analyzing the company's operations, income streams, and expenses to identify tax-saving opportunities. I work closely with management to forecast liabilities and recommend strategies such as expense timing, tax benefits, and proper record keeping. The goal is always to ensure compliance while optimizing the company's tax position. How do you explain Colombian tax rules to a non-Spanish speaking client or colleague? I usually simplify complex tax concepts using visual aids and practical examples. For example, I compare Colombian VAT to the US sales tax and prepare bilingual documents to improve communication. What experience do you have with the DN and Colombian tax regulations? I have worked directly with the DN for tax filings and response to requirements. I review the tax statute often and keep up to date on legal changes. What types of taxes do you handle? Do you have knowledge? Yes, I have knowledge in handling VAT, withholdings at source, income tax and ICA returns, exogenous information, among others. Have you filed income tax returns for natural person and the legal person? What is the process like? Yes. I analyze income, costs, deductions, and tax benefits to ensure compliance. What accounting software have you used? I've used Sigo, Helisa, Leon, World Office, and QuickBooks. How do you stay updated with Colombian tax legislation and international standards like IFRS? I attend seminars, follow DN updates, and read professional publications. I'm also trained in IFRS and their application in Colombia. Tell me about a time when you had to deal with a difficult tax situation. A client received a DN notice due to a late VAT return. I reviewed the issue, prepared a corrective filing, and negotiated the penalty. The fine was significantly reduced. How do you handle tax planning for a company? First, I organize a tax calendar. I analyze income, expenses, and allowable deductions, using legal strategies to reduce the tax burden responsibly. What is your experience working with international clients or multinational companies? I have worked with international clients by translating local tax obligations and preparing bilingual reports. I ensure compliance with both Colombian and international regulations. How do you stay updated with changing tax laws? I regularly review updates from tax authorities, such as DIEN, attend webinars, and subscribe to professional magazines such as Actualities and others. How do you handle tax audits? I ensure all records are organized and compliant beforehand. During audits, I collaborate with auditors, provide requested documents promptly, and clarify discrepancies. In my last role, I successfully defended a client's VAT deductions, avoiding additional assessments. Tell me you have requested return of balances in favor in the DIEN? Yes, I have requested balances in favor of the natural person and for the legal person and in VAT. What is value-added tax, VAT? Value-added tax, VAT, is an indirect levy that is part of the taxes in Colombia. It is applied to almost all services and goods that you consume and find in the market. What is withholding tax? First, it is necessary to clarify that withholding tax is not a tax. It is a figure that allows the state to collect taxes such as VAT, ICA, or income tax in advance. What is income tax? It is a tax levied on income earned by individuals and legal entities in a given fiscal period. Has submitted financial statements? Yes, I have experience in the presentation of financial statements under the 2649 decree and underneath in different entities.